What, you want to see?
Stand up the finger.
So let me just do my normal ablutions before your very eyes.
This is scripted carefully. Oh, is this too loud for you? I'll step back, but some people get like this, so you'll have to. Okay. Thank you for being a feedback person. Otherwise, I would have it out. Actually, I don't really need this. That's so anyway, 11 is Sacred Grounds, the longest running poetry open mic that we know of in the known and unknown universe. Give yourself a snipe of applause just because. Now it's time to make noise. Thank you so much for coming in. And the pounding table in the back there, someone's had a beer there. All right, tonight's feature, if present, Mr. Joel Fallon, who will give the King's Wave in this case, briefly. There he is, the King's Wave. And we have as our keynote Matt, there he goes, and J.R. Hammond, who will be the mini feature, is not here quite yet, so now, as an approprium, that's probably the wrong word, but I can think of the one that I want later. If you have one of these, now's the time to turn it off so it won't go off in the middle of your meeting, even if it's in your pocket. It might be exciting, let's not do that here. See. Oh yes, I mentioned the live streaming if you have your cell phones. The fabulous prizes tonight. Once you sign in on this list, just a lot more things. You'll have a chance at one of these fabulous fine prizes. I'll just go over them very quickly. Of course, you expect poetry. You probably even expect more poetry, and still more after that. So here, there you go. However, this I like the title. I just like the title. And this came into my possession in a Safeway store, and it was lying on the floor, and I tried to return it to anybody, but no one wanted it, so it's just lying there, and it's beautiful. These nice pictures. You know,
That's the picture that's booted from your shopping.
Yes, right. And Sierra Magazine and Via Train, so a couple of extra magazines here for that. And then if you're really into poetry and say, boy, I'm going to come back because I want this prize, either one of these prizes would be for you, because one is the keynote and one is the mini feature. I decided to do that next week. If you say, read a poem, you get a chance to take one of those, so there's that. A Shakespeare coloring book.
Oh,
it's very nice. So I should keep it, but you know, I have so many things from school days. I thought I was going to use this for a project. Never. Anyway, so that all said, the light condom is on. I'm going to hand this to Stephanie, who will sign in her name, and you're going to pass it to this individual here, and then over there we'll take care of this in due course. It'll get passed around, and we'll sign up, and we'll get started. Usually have people line up, but that's kind of fun.
You thought that was too barbaric?
It was too hard. I see someone else sneaking in here. She's trying to be quiet. We'll introduce her later, so I won't embarrass her.
Oh, yes. All manner of things are on this table, not the least of which is this. It's a calendar of all the open mics in the city. It's online, and this printed out version should be pretty darn close to the recent thing. And then a few other things that are of interest. A great poetry writing workshop, another poetry writing workshop, and then this is the quick information about this place. If you say, I want to tell someone about this, you can take this and say, here, has everything. And then a couple of people who have featured or read here before have handouts there, so that's very nice. Is that being passed around now? Everybody? Okay, there we go. So is there anything else?
Nope, that's the end of the world.
No, yeah, like kind of tonight's theme. You'll notice there's an American flag here. I say an American flag. It's not the American flag. It only has 48 stars. And so for some time we've been allowing people as they would to address the flag as they might like, just to see what happens and comes of it. Some people do, most people don't. It's all right. It's there for sort of like I wanted to see what would happen if I did this. You know? I guess I'm finding out. So we'll be ready to start in just a minute.
Well, you can start with when I read my attitude for the flag. Okay, I'm going to ignore it.
Thank you. That's what some people do.
Anyway, we have 3 events today that I know of. Richard Smith.
Well, she's got stories on her.
Oh, we all have stories.
This was an exciting
Right.
time.
I did. I'm actually from there. So right, basically downtown, playing rock.
Oh, so, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
were
right.
there.
Everybody has a joke. Like my mom. She'd say, oh, joke, yeah, how do you know
Kind
that?
of Korean War era.
USF.
So,
I like that.
So I went to college in Washington State.
So when I was a kid, I used to watch all the TV.
A lot safer now.
Nobody knows what you do.
did you ever have a formal Chinese study?
So I studied Chinese 4 years in my university.
Yeah.
And then
People
I
say to
went
the
to
stone.
Taiwan for 8 months.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then for 2
My
years,
bad.
that was studying at the National Politics University there, doing peace and schools. And then after I graduated, I went on this scholarship.
Because you probably did a lot of Chinese history and stuff.
Exactly. So
And I guess Taiwan was a real stranger with
Well, the price structure was a lot
Exactly. So I went to
Yeah,
the
we can read.
Art
Did you see
Museum.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a big tower.
They should be all right.
Obviously,
Oh, I'm sure.
It was awesome.
the price structure was not, no, it was just a 7th that time in the park.
That's where it's at.
It was probably a good thing,
Second.
Now it's Jordan's big printing like Joe said.
You can cover third.
Bad.
Yeah.
Well, nobody covered first.
Now the Chinese are going to bring back here. And international bankers, you
I
know.
keep wondering what's going to happen to Taiwan. One of Joe's friends' father was one of the last American ambassadors to
To China.
Yes, we used those pictures. And we also knew Teilhard de Chardin, the one that discovered the peak of that too, imagine.
My relative was the U.S. ambassador to Taiwan. So
Really? Yeah. Because is a very well-known name in one country.
Exactly. 67 was but he did not get all the time. So when I checked flights to Taiwan, he went to New York to live there. Kind of the rest of his life, but he did not do it because he was like
Which makes it
I mean, it was a scary time for
and
everyone.
I guess that is something plutocrat, very
Very hard line. My sister was
It's hard not to be hardline when you have that right. Think of the United States.
This is the old cliff house.
Yes, we understand. Ah, it has returned to its earth.
He grew up in San Francisco too.
Where about? Right on Clay and Project.
Oh, really?
Right next to
Where do you go to school?
So I went to school actually in Marin County, or high school, Marin County. But yeah, I was going to go to University High School. But then my parents.
Oh, so you did?
You do what you're told. I know. I think at least they give me money to go there.
So, you're gonna be up in a minute. Jamie, you're actually gonna be the first one after the cleanup. Okay. Even though you signed number 2, there is one number 1. Your number.
All right. Thank you so much for your patience, kindness, and awareness. Please be advised, I look at this place as a bit of a free speech zone, so you should be allowed to say what you want to say. Of course, someone who comes up and reads after you will say what they want to say. And if you're fine with that, and you're fine with that, and I'm fine with that. So it's important to realize or think about what the word is, why you craft it, why you speak it, where it goes, what its purpose is, and its ultimate aim. What is the purpose? State the purpose. And I believe that poetry always does that in one way or another. And it's meant to have an effect inside the person, around the person, you, them, and the whole audience. So be aware and think about that. Reflect upon that. It's your live consciousness developing before your very eyes that you capture, and then you give it to other people, and they hopefully learn from that. So there's more to this than meets the eye, as you will soon see. Now, we have a young individual, like to say the accent's old. We have a young individual in the audience who's a keynote speaker, wonderful new voice, and poetry community competition. I can go on and on like this and start talking like a old radio show host, but I won't.
Come on up, Matt. Give us your best, and then we have Jamie who's new to us, and we'll give her the rousing knowledge.
Great, thank you guys so much for having me tonight. As I was telling everyone last time, when you weren't here last time, we actually did a poetry slam thing in Kunming, which is a small city in Yunnan province when I lived in China for 2 years. I was there on a teaching fellowship, and there was a real lack of, I guess, creative poetry going on. And we started doing readings in the park, and it evolved into, I think there was 30 people at our biggest, which was great to see. And this was Chinese nationals reading in Chinese, as well as foreigners reading in English. So today for this keynote, I've been told that I was supposed to present some other author's work to begin with. And today I'm going to read a poem by Ellen Bass. I'm not sure if you've heard of Ellen Bass before, but beautiful poetry, beautiful work. One of my favorite poets. And this poem is called What Did I Love? What did I love about killing the chickens? Let me start with the drive to the farm as darkness was sinking back into the earth. The road damp and shining like the snail's silver ribbon, and the orchard with its bony branches. I love the rubber aprons and the way Janet knotted my broken strap, and the stainless steel altars re-bleached, Brian sharpening the knives, testing the edge on his thumbnail. All 88 Cornish hens huddled in their crates, wrapping my palms around their white wings, lowering them into the tapered urn. Some seemed unwitting as a world narrowed. Some cackled and fluttered, some struggled. I gathered each one, tucked her bright feet, drew her head through the kilt home's sharp collar, her keratin beak, and the rumpled red vascular comb that once kept her cool as she pecked in her mansion of grass. I didn't look into those stone eyes. I did not ask for forgiveness. I slid the blade between the feathers and made quick crescent cuts, severing the arteries just under the jaw, blood like liquor pouring out of the bottle. When I see the nub of heart later, it's hard to believe that such a small star could flare like that. I lifted each body, bathing it in heated water until the scaly membrane of the shank sloughed off under my thumb, and after we were tossed into the large plucking drum, I loved the newly naked birds, sundering the heads and feet neatly at the joints, a poor man's riches for golden stock, slitting a fissure, reaching into the chamber, freeing the organs, the spill of intestines, blue-tinged gizzard, the small purses of lungs, the royal hearts, easing the floppy liver carefully from the green gallbladder, its bitter bile, and the fascia unfurling like a transparent fan. When I tug the esophagus down through the neck, I love the suck and release as it lets go, then slicing off the anus with its gray pearl of shit. Over and over my hands explore each cave, leaning to see with my fingertips. Like a traveler in a foreign country entering church after church, in every one the same figures of the Madonna, Christ on the cross, which I always thought was gore, until Marie said it was tender, the most tender image. Every saint and political prisoner, every jailed poet and burning monk. But though I have all the time in the world to think thoughts like this, I don't. I empty as I rinse each carcass, and this is what I love most. It's like when the refrigerator turns off and you hear the silence. As the sun rose higher, we shed our sweatshirts and moved the coolers into the shade, but
Other than that, no time passed. I didn't get hungry. I didn't want to stop. I was breathing some bright reserve. We twisted each bullet into plastic, iced, and loaded them in the cars.